According to a Chicago Bears reporter, the Bears are expected to be in the hunt for a quarterback in the 2024 NFL Draft. Let's talk about it, people. What is going on, y'all? Faiz Sports all back at it with another video talking, of course, some NFL. Here to talk about the Chicago Bears and here to talk about an article from a reporter that kind of came out of nowhere and surprised me and a lot of Bears fans. So we'll talk about that. But before we do, if you are new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button, people. It helps me out a lot when you guys do so. Please make sure you're following me on all my social media platforms, guys. As always, hit the bell icon so you're notified every time I drop a new video. So, Brad Biggs, reporter for the Chicago Tribune, longtime reporter and one of the most plugged-in Bears reporters, basically tweeted out a link to an article, and you'll see here, and basically saying the Bears are expected to be in the hunt for a quarterback in the 2024 draft. After travels to see Caleb Williams and Drake May, detailed reports on both. Quote, all the struggles they've gone through. If they get the #1 pick, there's a payoff waiting, end quote. And I thought this was significant to talk about because, man, Brad Biggs is not one of these clickbait type reporters out there. He's like not one of these dudes that just put stuff out for clicks. Like, he's pretty plugged in, man. And the stuff that he puts out usually ends up being accurate. So for him to put this out, this article out, talking about the Bears are expected to be in the hunt, that means he has a source telling him that. And so that is why it is notable, a source within, I believe, the Bears organization telling him that. That's why it's notable to me, because does this mean the Bears have kind of already made their decision on Justin Fields? Which would be, again, according to this article, that Justin is not their guy moving forward, and they are going to take a quarterback in the 2024 draft. If that is the case, I'm very surprised in just this instance. You still have a lot of the season left to play out. The #1 overall pick is not guaranteed. It's not guaranteed. So if, the thought is you end up with the #1 overall pick, no way you're passing on Caleb Williams, no matter what Justin Fields does, and Caleb Williams will be your next franchise quarterback. That's one thing. All right, that's one thing. That's if you get the #1 overall pick. But what if you don't? Let's say, the Bears somehow reel off a few wins, Carolina reels off a few wins, and the Bears end up with, let's say, the second, third, fourth pick in the draft. And in that instance, you're talking about other guys like Drake May and some of these other quarterbacks in the draft. And so does that mean that you are still going to draft a non-Caleb Williams quarterback over Justin Fields? Right? That's the question that I want to know, is you're still going to take a quarterback if it's a Drake May, if it's a Michael Penix, if it's one of these other guys over keeping Justin Fields? Because that really is the question to me, because I think more and more I'm realizing that, if they get the #1 overall pick, it's going to be very difficult for me to see them passing upon Caleb Williams, just because you get to reset the QB clock and he's considered a generational prospect. Again, I have my opinions on Caleb Williams and, his shortcomings, and I don't think he is, the next Andrew Luck or Trevor Lawrence. At least Trevor Lawrence hasn't been, amazing. But you get my point, the next Peyton Manning. But he is considered a generational prospect, and I'll talk about that later. But my point is, it does make sense in my head logically. Okay, you got a generational prospect at #1. You probably have to take him. But if we're talking about a non-Caleb Williams quarterback, like I said, like a Drake May, does it make sense for you to go after that guy versus keeping Justin Fields? And that's kind of where I'm a little, perplexed. Because if I was Ryan Poles, I think I am sticking with Justin Fields in that aspect. Again, if you do not have the #1 overall pick via your own pick or Carolina's pick, I think I'm sticking with Justin Fields, because to me, at that point, you don't have to worry about taking another kind of project at the quarterback position. Yes, certainly, you can upgrade and whatnot, but if Justin Fields continues to be decent for the rest of the year, again, he has to play well and he has to showcase it to you, but if he continues to play decent the rest of the year, then you build the trenches up around him, the O-line, D-line, and you go ahead and you put the supporting cast that you need around him. We have seen, and I think it's pretty evident now with Justin Fields now with 30-plus starts under his belt, Justin Fields when he has time in the pocket and when he is able to, really go through his progressions and read, he is able to deliver at the ball on time, on target, and he is able to be a very competent quarterback. We've seen that, okay? He needs time in the pocket. Now, I know it's the NFL. You don't always get that, but we have seen that be the case. So if you have a good offensive line, if you have a good defensive line, if you have the weapons, Justin Fields is going to be able to get you some production. And so that's where I would say to you that, yeah, I think I would stick with Fields in that aspect. Now, there's a whole crowd of people saying, yeah, you got to pay Fields, you got to pick up his fifth-year option, all of that stuff. Look, folks, I totally get it. And a lot of this is contingent on how Justin Fields looks the rest of the year. Like, I think he's coming back, obviously, from this dislocated thumb, and we'll see what happens here. But to me, the only issue I have here is, are they really just taking a quarterback, period, in 2024? Like, has Ryan Poles already made up his mind on the fact that, hey, it's not just Caleb Williams. I'm taking anybody over Justin Fields. I'm picking my own quarterback. That's what I want to know. So, to me, a little interesting there to see Biggs put out this article. Clearly, I think he wouldn't have done it if he didn't have a valuable source giving him the info. And so, yeah, man, I think we have to get, comfortable with the idea of potentially seeing that Justin Fields could, not be in a Chicago Bears uniform next year. Whether or not that's the right decision, we'll find out. But yeah, man, I think I'm going to say that if it's not Caleb Williams, I would try to build the trenches around Justin Fields, and I would try to, have a team where you've got the surrounding pieces up first instead of just keep drafting the quarterback and hoping he's the savior over and over and over again. Let me know what you guys think, man. Leave a comment down below with your thoughts. Would you take Justin and keep him over a non-Caleb Williams quarterback, or would you just draft the quarterback, period, in the 2024 draft? As always, thanks for watching.